Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. We will be starting this webinar in a few minutes. Good morning, everyone. I am Celeste Powers, President of PIDA. Welcome to today's webinar, Managing Your Pet Business When the Front Door is Locked, Tips, Tactics, and Strategies for Managing Day-to-Day Business. Certainly, this is a critical topic as we learn to navigate in these unprecedented times. I want to quickly share that both PIDA and APPA, sponsors of Global Pet Expo, have and will continue to diligently work on COVID-19 issues on behalf of everyone in the pet industry supply chain, manufacturers, distributors, and of course you, the independent pet stores. Please look at both of our websites. We each have COVID-19 tabs, and there'll be daily information there with a lot of information, resources, and details on upcoming free webinars in this series. Together, we will all navigate through these challenging times. Today's presenter, Lynn Switanowski, truly needs no introduction. She has been a featured speaker at Global Pet Expo for over a decade, providing insight on hot topics from customer loyalty to social media marketing. Boy, Lynn, we really need you now. And I'm going to give instead of giving Lynn's whole background, I'm just going to give a quote from one of this year's Global Pet Expo Academy attendees who said, I'm quoting, "Lynn is incredibly engaging, easy to learn from, and got me very excited to implement what I have learned," unquote. That says it best. So without further ado, take it away, Lynn.
Celeste, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. All right, everybody, if you're watching live on your computer screen right now, you might want to step back from your screen because I'm going live. I'm going live. Hi, everybody. I thought that the least I could do was, if I'm going to talk to you about being more engaged with your customers, that the least I could do was show you me. So this is Lynn, not at a show. This is Lynn in her living room, coming to you live. And we are all being flexible these days. We are all learning how to do new things. And this might be a treat for, or sort of a new, not a treat, but a new tactic for all of you. So I thought I'd show you what I look like while I'm doing this too, if I'm asking you to talk to your customers this way. So I just want you to know, we're going to navigate this together. As Celeste said, we are going to talk for the next 4 weeks about tips and tactics, marketing strategies, business strategies. COVID came to all of us as a kind of a new business phenomenon, good or frankly bad, and we're going to have to adjust as time goes on. So I'm excited to be here. PETA and APA reached out to me immediately and said, can we do something? So I think you guys are lucky to have this kind of organization who is so worried about supporting all of you on a regular basis in your corner, and I'm excited to be here presenting. So I'm going to turn the screen off of me and turn it back to the presentation now. And a couple of reminders, if you haven't taken a webinar before, there's some really key things that you need to know. First off, this is being recorded. You will get a copy of it later, and you can listen to it again and again, and you can begin to download the presentation. There's a section called handouts, and you can download the presentation so you can look at it as we go along or just keep it with you. As Celeste said, there are also tabs on the website. So if you go to the globalpetexpo.org, there'll be a link. There's a seminar tab, and it'll be listed there. You can go to the GoToWebinar channel for Global Pet Expo, all this presentation, and I think there's about 15 or so others there that we've done, not just me, but other people in the organization. So there's lots of great resources there. And if you forget all of that, you can email me and we'll make sure to get you a copy of the presentation. Our job here is to communicate information and help you navigate. And so it's obviously all there for the taking. One other note, there is a chat section that you will see. If you have a question, we will save time at the end to get you some questions answered. If I don't get to it, I promise we'll get back to all of you directly after the webinar. Sometimes we get tons of questions we just don't have time for, but they're all really important and will all help you navigate through. So in the chat box, you can just type your question and we'll get to it at the end. Okay, so let's start. Today is March 26, 2020. Some of you sat with me just a month ago in the Global Pet Expo seminar. Some of you walked the show floor. We were all obviously very close to each other. Social distancing wasn't a word we were talking about. And we thought it was going to be, a record show with great new products, wonderful way to implement them for the rest of the year. And now that's downtown Disney, where some of you may have gone after the show with absolutely nobody on it. And I am not putting these slides out to scare you. What I'm talking about is how quickly business can change. In fact, a month ago when we were at Global Pet Expo, the seminars that I presented this time around were talking about the state of future business and how do we use Instagram and social media to help sell. And I was trying to gently nudge all of you to begin to implement social media programs, selling programs for your business, how to do that. And today I'm sitting here imploring you to do that so that you can connect with your customers. So things change very rapidly. The good news is there are tons of resources, and we're going to spend time today and over the next 4 weeks helping you do this. And there are plenty of people that want to make sure you're a success along the way. So without further ado, let's dig in. And I want to start sincerely. I think we all have a tendency to just, especially as business owners, we like got to get going. got to get up, got to get to it, got to get going, and make sure that we get everything on our list done. And that is absolutely, that go get drive nature is critical to the success of your business and is even why you're in business and successful today. However, you have to take care of yourself, because if we don't take care of you or you don't take care of you, you can't take care of anybody else, whether it's taking care of you and daily stress relief, practicing self-care, even going out for walks or time away or listening to music. Find some time to take care of you, just what I call, or my husband calls, me time. Even if it's for 15 minutes, I think that will help you. Kids, obviously, you're the chief, maybe some of you are the chief caregiver here, so what's going on with your kids? And then obviously, we're in this mode of what I call quarantine, self-isolation, depending on what state you're in. Obviously, there's daily routines that you need to go through for personal care and well-being. Taking care of yourself is the best way to ensure that you can then take care of your family and your friends. And then we'll talk about your employees, and obviously we'll talk about your pet business. But I just want you to know I'm thinking about all of you and hoping that you and your families are safe and that we can all get through this together. So now let's talk about your business. And I appreciate that's a fast transition, but I only have an hour. So know that I'm thinking about you and worried about you. And now let's get to worry about your business. I didn't have time to update the presentation this morning, but I'm sure many of you have heard about some of the government relief package that was approved late last night, early this morning, and in the coming days that will be coming out. We'll talk about that on next week's webinar as well. But there are going to be some relief tools that can help you and hopefully your employees manage on the financial side in terms of bills and things like that. And I think that will be critical for the long-term well-being of your business. But right now, the impact, some of you may be in states that are in lockdown, some of you may be in other countries that are in lockdown and your front doors are locked. Others of you are in states that haven't gotten there yet, but may get there. So I want to talk about different ways that you can communicate with your customers and about how you should be in this time period. And I want to start with a very simple assessment for all of you. And I put it obviously in bold letters. Imagine that each of your social media posts, from yesterday, from today, from tomorrow, had the, tagline, alert COVID-19. There's something dangerous going on in the world today. Ask yourself right now what you've been posting. Do they feel right? Are they tone deaf? Do they have too much selling? Do they have not enough empathy? Do they have not enough personalization? I can give you an example from my own world. Obviously, I'm very attuned to brands who sell on social media, and some of them I've been getting bombarded with sponsored ads to join new programs, to pay for things right now, not like they were written months ago and scheduled well in advance, and there's absolutely no recollection or no communication or conversation about what is going on in the current world. To me, those feel tone deaf. Those are the ones that say, do you even wake up in the morning in the same world I live in? How can you possibly be talking about this right now when there are other things that are really important? So note, if you have conversations going on your pages, are they empathetic? Are they sympathetic when they need to be? Does your community have something going on that is sad and that needs to be acknowledged? Does it have something, we'll talk about happy. It doesn't mean we all have to be sad, but what we have to come up with is the right tone. The reason I started with your own health and well-being here is to make sure you understand that yes, we're business owners, but we're people too. And I want you to know that you're going through this personally, and I and the people at PETA and APA certainly understand from a human side the toll that it might be taking on all of you. So in that same tone, what's your human side right now? What are your audiences talking about? And you'll see here, and I'm talking about you monitoring your social and email audiences. Just take a look at, you all have followers for your pages, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. Just pop onto their pages and see what they're talking about. Are they trying to provide help? Are they providing laughs? Are they providing education? I happen to have a lot of small kids in my world because my sister has 3 young children, and I find that in my social feed where a lot of her friends are talking about how do they keep their kids busy, and they're showing them, outside, getting outside on a warm day, doing recess, doing schoolwork. So I've been trying to share a lot of free tips and museums that have free tours on there now, aquariums that have live penguin feeds. If you go to our social media pages right now, you'll see there's a lot of, sometimes there's empathy and sending social distancing hugs to all of you. Sometimes there's information about resources for the government and how to maybe get some small business loans. So I'm trying to get the balance between urging you to be good to yourselves and also to provide you with education. So ask yourself, what do your customers need from you in this time? And if you look at their feeds, you'll see if they're panicked, you'll see, if they're bored, and then you can strike the tone that says, hey, I know you might be feeling frustrated right now, so here is a cartoon that might make you laugh. If you couch it in a way that says, I'm trying to get you to smile, then you get credit for being part of these people's lives. Also, things change. Today your state could be open and people are feeling optimistic because yesterday's, numbers were not bad, and today's numbers from your state or somebody in your local town that was really important passed away or, is on a ventilator. So I'm giving you some general tips, but make sure that more than ever nowadays you pay attention every single day, that you pay attention to the changes, and what is relevant today or appropriate today may need to be tweaked and adjusted tomorrow, because a smile or a cartoon today may be tone deaf tomorrow because something happened. So first and foremost, every single day, what's the pulse? Listen to what your people are saying, and then what else do you need to do for that day? Keep it fluid. The key message, lead with empathy, not fear. And the answer, or the phrase that I use, and I've started putting that as a hashtag in all of my posts, hashtag we're in this together. We are all doing our part, or should be doing our part. And, I have businesses that are, human. This is the perfect example. I put this slide up. Some of you are like, why are you showing me that slide? Social is spelled wrong. It is, but the message is, I'm not perfect, and neither are you. We are all in this together. We are going to make mistakes. We are going to do things that, feel appropriate to us, but maybe we made a mistake, and then we'll correct. But we're also not going to be fearful and fear mongering and, being what do you call it? And being this, the doomsday sayer. That's not what people come to the pet store for. In general, we're at typically a happy place where, we sell products and services, but we sell smiles and happiness too, and that people are happy and pets are happy, and the products that you have make pets better, and, make pets have fun. So we have to somehow balance what we're doing in terms of a crisis along with the opportunity to drive sales. And trust me, in most states, and I don't have every state in front of me, but in most states I have seen, and including Canada, where I have clients in the pet world as well, pet stores are being deemed essential services, so they are allowed to stay open. Sometimes customers are afraid of coming in, and we're going to talk about how to manage that. But when you are an essential service, you are in some way, to me, have a responsibility to make sure that you lead with that. And we are here to protect your pets. We are here to protect you, and we will get you what you need. So when I say show your best side, here's the thing that I am going to say to you on this webinar, and I say it to all of you in person in seminars. You are a leader. Your customers love you more than sometimes I think you guys love yourselves, and believe that you are important. So I would say to you, your customers need to I was going to show you my face, but I think I'll skip that. But your customers need to see you lead now more than ever, whether that's deeper insights or discussions, asking questions, sharing information, hitting it head on and saying, hey, let's talk about this. 2 weeks ago, I wasn't hugging my pet because there was the conversation out there that, pets were going to be able to spread the virus. And then I did more research and I found out that that's not the case. So I get to hug my pet again. So maybe you just need to be a leader and provide more information. Just to be clear, your pets, will not spread. Pet stores are essential services. Here's, what we're doing, but helping educate your customers on what you know, trends, information, things like that. Okay, we keep going back and forth. So you are a leader in your industry. Your customers already know that about you. That's why they shop at your store. I have to convince you that you're all leaders. So let's talk about what else you can do. Be a comfort. Let it happen organically. And by that, I mean, this is about sales, and we'll talk about doing sales, but the reality is it's about humans, obviously, and their pets first, and then the sales will come. And that may be hard for some of you. Frankly, I would say a month ago, some of you were, in my seminar and you were like, I don't want to do sales this way. And that was a choice at that point. It is less of a choice today because your customers are fearful about leaving their houses. They're fearful about walking into stores, and not fearful of you per se. They're fearful of what other people are doing. A good way to think about it is you could be doing everything that you can in your pet store to protect your customers and letting in 2 people at a time, or doing curbside delivery. But if somebody touches your front door who hasn't been social distancing, who has been ignoring things, your store could be affected. So your job is to communicate what you're doing to make your business, to make your customers safe in this time of coronavirus. And the key to that is communicating that on a regular basis. It's about human nature. It's about being human, and then the sales will come. Genuine concern. And by that, I mean, things like this. What will make you happy right now? That awareness that I talked about before, that being human and not being tone deaf, is a way of saying to your customers, hey, I'm here, we get it, we want to be happy or helpful to you, but we also want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and we want you to be happy. So what do you need to do to be human to your customers? And that is, don't turn a global emergency into a platform to promote until your customers are ready. And by that, I mean, have patience. You look at a process to follow for your business on a regular basis. Keep walking the walk and talking the talk, and make sure that you are reading your posts.
And you are Can you all hear me now? Sorry, guys.
Hi, everyone. If you could just bear with us while we work through this quick technical issue, we'll get right back to you.
Hi, guys, can you?
One connection here.
How do I?
Use my laptop.
Hi, guys, can you hear me now?
Yes, Lynn, it's Celeste. We can hear you. Thanks for your patience, everyone, as we're trying to sort this out. As Lynn's and the team are all working on it, I'll take a quick second to remind all of you that if you do get a free moment during this craziness that we're living in, don't forget that there's lots of great free courses and chapters on Pet Store Pro that you can go to and take advantage if you do have a little free time. We've put out a couple new courses, which are really great, so take a look at that. Hopefully we will have Lynn back shortly. Thanks for your patience.
Okay, it looks like we're back again, folks. Can you all hear me now? Wow, that was, I'm just checking. Can you all hear me? Somebody wave their hand if they can hear me.
Yes, Lynn, we can hear you.
All right, I'm really sorry about that. Ironically, we lost our connection when we were talking about patience. So my apologies, but that's a great example. I think your customers, I'm hoping that you will all be patient and forgive me for that, just like I think that your customers will be patient with you. So opportunistic is where your customers, you know, will smell you, as I say, from a mile away, and they will call you out on social media and tell you they don't think you're doing the right things. But a true, genuine mistake will be forgiven by your customers. I mentioned to you earlier, again, please make sure that if you have current content scheduled on a regular basis, whether that's SEO programs or recurring messages that you've got scheduled and that you did 4 months ago, that you go back and look at those and make sure that those don't fall into the category of opportunistic at this particular point. All of your focus should be on helping people take care of their pets. And I want to make sure if you walk away with one slide, how can your business do sales? What is effective? What is safe? Everything that you want to talk about is helping people take care of their pets. So far we've talked about taking care of all of you, right? If you're healthy and well, then you can have the ability to take care of your friends, your family, your friends, your sales associates, your customers, and their pets. And if you gear everything that you talk about during this time and the programs that you put in place and the processes that you put in place about helping people take care of their pets, and maybe that's your mantra, and maybe that's your hashtag, you know, maybe you put an acronym together about helping people take care of their pets, and you gear all of your messages that everything you do is about that, I think your customers will give you a lot of credit for that. The marketing will be genuine and it will be effective, because your customers, again, sometimes more so than you at this point, believe in the power of social media to connect, and customers want to use social media to connect. And now that we're forced to connect via social media or to sell by social media in some cases, I think in some cases that's you as retailers sort of catching up to where your customers are. So the overarching message, how do you do business when your doors are locked? We need programs in place to help people take care of their pets. So let's talk about let's talk about how to do that, some of your programs. And some of you may offer enhanced shipping programs already. If you do, and these programs are already in place, it is a great reason to remind people. If you don't, implement them right away. It's called BOPUS, Buy Online, Pick Up in Store. That's the acronym, Buy Online, Pick Up in Store. And that is customers send out notes via your email, send out notes via your social media. We'll talk about Facebook shops in a minute. And we'll talk about, e-commerce. If you have an e-commerce business, that's a little bit easier already. But you can text us, you can email us, you can call us. If your doors are closed, let people know that somebody will be in the store daily answering messages. I have clients in Massachusetts is in lockdown right now, and they are, because they're the owners of the businesses, they can be in those businesses. So they are in store from 10 to 2, filling orders, dropping off curbside delivery. We'll talk about that. So if you have it, enhanced shipping options, you remind people that you have them. If you don't, this is a great time to institute that. It is absolutely safe. You can drop it off in someone's car. Besides being helpful, you are being as a customer service option. And another thing, if you're able to have what I call other flexible shipping options, that's personal shopping. What do you need? You could do a GoPro camera. You could do a FaceTime Live where you walk through a customer in the store up and down the aisles because they can't remember the name of the product. They don't know what size it is. They ran out and they threw the bottle away and they weren't able to get back in. So personal selling via FaceTime, via phone, shop by appointment. So you're the only one in the store. Creating special hours for older customers. You're seeing a lot of businesses do that today. So these are what I'm calling flexible shopping options. If your doors are not open, the flexibility can still be there. You can walk your customers through your aisles on a FaceTime Live shopping tour, on an Instagram Live, and walk up and down the food aisle, walk up and down the treat aisle, walk up and down the supplement aisle. You can't get to grooming. If we have groomers on this and you guys sell products, go live and talk about the grooming products, the shampoos that you sell, talk about the tools that you sell, that your customers can get. So it's not that everything has to come to a standstill because the doors are locked. Flexible shipping options allows you to get your customers into your store by methods other than the front door. And like I said, a month ago, I was talking about pretend your front door was locked. Apparently, I said it too often because your front door might be locked right now. So how do you think around that? And I call it out the back door. Things like these customer options, buy online, pick up in store, call me, text me, email me, whatever method, direct message me on Facebook Messenger. If any of you use WhatsApp, that's another messaging tool. If any of you have a great POS system that actually has a history of what your customers have bought, now is a perfect time for you to send your customers communication that way. Can't remember what you need, what size the bag of food you have is, what type of food it was because you threw the container away. We have all that information on file. Again, the communication about what you can do for customers and how you can get them products in a safe way We have gloves in our store. We will get you gloves at the front door if we're doing a personal shopping appointment. We pick your orders with gloves. We deliver it out to your car with gloves on, so that you will feel safe. We'll stay 6 feet away from you. The tools that we're talking about, social distancing, can be communicated to your customers that it is safe to shop at your pet business, because their pets need to eat, right? How can we help your pets? They need to eat. They need their supplements. They ran out of treats. Maybe you want to give them a new toy to just make them feel good. All of those things are in your store, and we need to communicate to your customers about how they can get them. Some other options, delivery. Some of you may do delivery already, some of you may not. If you don't, simply driving it in a car is one way. Ordering a magnet that can go on the side of your car could be another way to communicate that your car is the delivery vehicle. A lot of my pet stores partner with floral delivery companies because nobody is delivering flowers for the most part right now. So those people are not working either. A lot of my customers are doing it themselves. So, we are open from 10 to 2. We'll pack up your orders and deliver them to your house and leave it outside your door on the front porch. Do you have a lockbox option? So people, will clean the lockbox after your order is picked up. That might be an option. Another option is some sort of virtual or mobile food truck. Potentially, you have customers who buy 28-pound bags from you. Could you load, 15 different kinds of 28-pound bag dog food, 12-pound dog food, cat food in your mobile truck, mobile car, and get it to customers? Clearly, these are unique service options in the best of times. They're absolutely critical options in this particular time, especially, as I said, if your front door is locked. How can you deliver products to people in a unique way? This smart cookie cart you see here is attached to a bike. As I mentioned, I'm in Florida right now, and our mail delivery is via a bike. What they call a passenger bike. So if you're in a warm weather climate, can you deliver things in a fashion to people that's a little bit charming as well, that would get you some press? Not that you're looking for press right now, but you get lots of, I think, kudos for being there. Another option I thought about last night, if your dog parks are open, could you put a sign? And again, I'm in Florida, so our dog parks are still open. People are able to social distance. The dogs aren't spreading the viruses. People are bringing their own hand sanitizer to open and close the gate. So here in Florida, our dog parks are still open. If your dog parks are still open, could you take your mobile food truck from your store to a dog park and let customers know that you have products available? If you don't have what they need today, you could arrange to meet them there tomorrow. Thinking out of the box, unique service options for your customers to get the products that they need for their pets. And in a time of stress, right? Dogs, cats, whatever pet is in the household is a source of comfort and calmness. So keeping people calm because their pets have what they need is going a long way toward keeping people calm. So that's something to think about. How do you keep your customers calm by helping them help their pets? I want to just talk real quickly about websites. Some of you have a website built. My customers are fast and furiously adding products to those websites. If you do not have one built, certainly now would be a time, but you're not going to get a website, up and running in a week. What you can do is create a Facebook shop so that your customers can shop for items. It is relatively simple. I just put up a how-to. It's literally this simple. There are pre-created templates. You can create one of your own with your own store logo. You click on your own page. You go to Commerce Manager to sign up. It's free, and then you can upload your products. I know most of you, because you upload products from your distributors, have access to pictures of those products. They have online catalogs, or they have features that you can upload those products automatically. This will allow you to sell directly to your customers from your Facebook page. It will also, most importantly, help you create a link so that you can, from your Facebook post, from your email, from your Instagram, from a text message, that you will give somebody a link to go back to be able to purchase. Difference between, this week and a month ago is back then I was saying, hey, test before you, put in some fun items, put in some low risk items. I'm suggesting to you right now that it may be that you need to put most needed items here. What are your top 5 brands of food? What are your top 5, 3 to 5 supplements? Do you use, your cat foods, your dog foods? You obviously know, or hopefully you know what the top items are in your store. And maybe the way you do it is you set up a brand of food at a time and tell the customer there's a drop down so you can say which size you want people to buy. But again, there are core items that your customers need and want from you. And this is a quick way, if you do not have a website, on how to get products sold online. If you do have a website, I would urge you to put a most needed or bestseller kind of page together, sort of what you need today item. Make it really easy to link back and forth for your customers on that page. Also, keep in mind, Facebook page, website page. If we were having a seminar about building an e-commerce platform, I would remind you that just because you build it, it doesn't mean they will come. What you need to do is tell people. So if you build a Facebook shop, you have to tell people, market to it, promote it via an ad on Facebook, share the ad on Instagram. If you've added things to your website, exactly the same concept. Tell people that you've added items to your shop. Click on, show a picture of food with a link directly to your website to buy. Do the same thing in your Facebook shop. Food, dog, cat, fish, supplements, whatever you are adding to there. You can literally link by product via a post. Also want to bring up something. This is not the perfect time to meet new customers, but it might just be the perfect time to meet new customers, as in people who are spending much more time on social media than they used to. They are shopping already on social media. They haven't met your pet business before. They use an e-commerce retailer most of the time. And let's hit that head on right now. I have heard, and many of you probably heard, Amazon is shifting their focus on deliveries right now, trying to get much needed medical supplies, which I'm all for. I'm sure you all are as well. What that has done is delayed some other purchases. The same thing with some of the other e-commerce retailers in the pet world out there. It's not that they're not shipping, they're just slower. Can you, as an independent pet business, use this time to capitalize on that? People are scouring social media. They're having watch parties with their friends. They're trolling, and I say trolling, but they're viewing Facebook and Instagram more. Could they run into your pet business this way? Again, helpful. What can you do to help pets? Your marketing messages on the pages are all helpful. They're educational, and you may be meeting new customers. A perfect, scenario is, not that I want anybody to have low supplies, but what if the local grocery store is out of pet food? Does that create an opportunity for your independent pet business to keep new customers? Keep in mind, this customer may be used to a different price point, right? They may not understand the features and benefits of your products and why they are the prices they are. So you have to do a little bit of education. Back to the original message, helping pet owners take care of their pets. It could be a post that says, worried, is your current source out of pet food? We can help. Call us today. We'll tell you what's a good transition. We'll help you work through how to get your dog food. We have plenty of food. We are in stock. We are here. We can deliver it to you. So when you're meeting new customers who may not be used to the price points, you have to make sure that you showcase the improved health, well-being of pets, And of course, it's about not health and well-being from what you believe, but also how pets are happy with the products that you sell. And understand maybe there is a new customer offer. Haven't shopped with us before. Maybe you put a coupon together that said, first time customers, here is a coupon to use at our store. That would be a way of saying, we understand you're going through something. You're stressed out that your pet can't get food. We have perfect, food supplements for your pet. And here, we want you to know that we're in this together. Try us out. There is the chance for you to become a new best friend of some new customers during this time. So Facebook shop, again, brick and mortar store closed, unique shopping options. Second, converting customers from social sites. At the end of this session, I'm going to talk about some additional webinars that we'll be doing. The one next week, we're going to be in detail on social selling specifically, but I don't want you to necessarily wait until then. So set up a Facebook shop between now and then. If you've already gone down that path because you took my seminar a month ago or you started and you're already starting social commerce, you know that Instagram can be used. You can do shoppable posts on Instagram. You can create Instagram stories. You can use hashtag link in bio. We are Pet Retail Helper on Instagram. And if you were to go to our page right now, in our link in bio is attached to these webinars because it's really important that we make sure you guys know how to register for these webinars. So that's where the link in bio, you have a bio in your social media pages. The link in bio says, hey, go here because I'm doing something here. I want you to sign up for something here. I want you to buy something through this means. Your new link in bio after you set up your Facebook shop could be a link to your Facebook shop. You can buy pet products in our Facebook shop. Go here to shop. So Instagram is a very, very useful tool to sell directly to your pet store customers. Again, 3 different ways: shoppable posts, Instagram stories. We're using the link in bio tab. I want to talk about Instagram for a second. Many of you are probably on Instagram personally and know the power of an Instagram story, which is a moving story that has a lot of different pieces to it. It can have 5 pictures, it can have 10 videos attached. In this particular time, keeping people engaged, again, engaged with information about specific things, information about your store, information about how to get products from your store that we talked about earlier. Those are great Instagram stories. But I wanted to make sure that you understand, if you haven't done Instagram stories before, here's the ways to, it's a story. How can you tell a story in 5 to 10 pictures or videos? One of them is a special announcement. Our special announcement at our pet store is that we've just expanded our delivery options. We have BOPIS, buy online, pick up in store. Get to our store, we'll bring it out. We have curbside delivery. We've just set up a mobile truck that will be at the dog park on these days. Follow our schedule here. That's a special announcement. That's new ways that you can shop from our store. So here's, you deliver that in an Instagram story. A how-to and a tutorial. A conversation we just had about new customers. That would be a great way. Why is how to transition your dog from one pet food to another. Almost out of pet food, want to get your dog on a new pet food, want to get your cat on a new food. Here is a great way to transition them too. Dog needs supplements. Here's how you introduce that into their diet or wardrobe, or diet, I should say, not wardrobe. But that's another Instagram story, a how-to. Behind the scenes, this to me, because people can't shop at your store physically, some of you, this is a great Instagram story. Let me walk you around what we have in our store. Let me walk you around what's going here. Still the same things, wonderful things in our shelves, there's just less people shopping them. So behind the scenes, we just got a new delivery today. We're unpacking that delivery. Behind the scenes, here's how we clean after every personal shopper appointment. Here's how we're cleaning our countertop. Here's how we're cleaning our front door. Here's how often. Here's how we're taking care of our staff. Human stories behind the scenes we're here for you on a regular basis is a great Instagram story, a human story about the people and the pets around your business. That's a really critical, powerful tool. So hopefully that all makes sense to you. I've saved some time for questions, but I want to get on here and talk about, and Celeste or anybody chime in if you want at this point, but I want to make sure that you understand this is a 4-part series. Besides having access to this webinar, next Wednesday, we're going to be using social media as a sales tool, and that's the how-to that we're going to dig deeper into how to sell directly on Facebook, how to sell directly on Instagram. Those 3 stories that we are talking about, the 3 ways, I should say, shoppable posts and stories and link in bio. And then the following Wednesday, creating customer loyalty that lasts. And again, this time being helpful to people on a regular basis will set the tone for your business, I believe, for the long haul. None of us signed up for this. This is really a, unique time in most of our lives. And how are we going to navigate this in the short term and get our customers to buy from us? And how do we navigate in the long term to create a helpful nature now, informative nature now, which then creates long-term loyalty for your customers. And then finally, April 15th, which I would have said was tax day, but now it's not even tax day, as that's been delayed. What's next for your pet business? Using this time to plan, prepare, and forecast. Because we're going to get through this, and we're going to be better than ever. And can we use the time now to help us get through what is going on, in the future, make us better? So that's either reforecasting our sales, looking at our inventory levels, looking at our expenses, rejiggering, what we're going to do for the rest of the year, what kind of events we're going to have, when we're going to introduce live events again, how we're going to do it. My hope is that your businesses are all going to be better off in the long run because you're going to put these programs in place and actually communicate with your customers where they want to talk. Absolutely, right now your customers are talking via social media, they're getting information and education, and your business is going to be integrated in that in the long run. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking. I bet you we have some questions here. I'm going to open the chat box up. Let me see if anybody wants to chime in. Anybody want to log in, or Marcy or Celeste, you guys want to read some questions? I'm looking to see if I can see some questions as well. See. All right,
Marcy,
let's see.
are you able to see the questions to share them with Lynn?
Let me see here. I might be able to open it up as well here. Yeah. Oh, looks like we have a lot of questions. Here's one. Do Instagram stories go away, or will they stay on their page forever? That is a great question. The answer is Instagram stories last for 24 hours. And that is the unique feature of Instagram stories in that it creates what I call an immediate call to action. So if you are doing something, it is a way to engage people. It stays for 24 hours and then it goes away. So that's why you have to be there on a regular basis and do them again and again. Interesting, Instagram itself has determined that these stories are really powerful tools. And what you can do, here's a tip for you, is you can save your stories. 2 things you can do. One, you can save your stories to highlights, and therefore the story will stay forever. And you can create highlights of your best Instagram stories. So if the story was really great, save it as a highlight. If the story was okay, just let it go away and let it end at 24 hours. You can extend that a little bit if you add on. So let's say your story is out there for 16 hours, and if you add a picture to it, it will re-up the 24 hours. So it will stay for another 24 hours. Keep in mind that at the end of the day, the feature is meant to come back regular, and necessarily, if you just keep adding on, there there is some diminishing returns when your story went from 5 to 10 to 20, and that people don't necessarily want to view your story again and again. They want to see some new content from you. So great question. If it's a really, really good story, keep it in the highlight section. And if it's an okay story, come up with another great story and make that a really great story. If you guys don't mind, I can see a couple of these questions, so I'm just going to keep answering them as I have them here. I'm in retail, but also pet boarding, daycare, and grooming. Any webinar for our industry? Thanks. I would say this to you. I'll tell you this. I work with that industry as well, and I know that we know that there's some of you on that call here. Keep in mind, in some cases, boarding in a lot of states has been deemed, or daycare, not boarding, but daycare has been deemed essential services. So you should communicate that to your customers as well. I know in Canada and in most of the US states, boarding or daycare facilities are still open because essential workers need to be able to have a place to put their pets. The way that many people have been doing that is limiting their hours and saying drop off is at this time, pick up is at this time. And again, I would urge you, the communication methods, the marketing messages that we talked about today for all of you boarding, daycare, and grooming are exactly the same. You want to deliver help in this time. And if for some reason, those of you on the call are just not comfortable being in front of customers at this time, that's okay too. What I would say to you is share that information with your customers and tell them why. That in this day and age, you're just worried about your customers and you want them to know that you'll be there. However, at this time, you're going to choose to stay closed, and that you'll keep people updated on information as it comes. What other questions? Anybody else see any questions on here that I'm missing so far? People look like they're typing questions, but I can't see any.
Hi, Lynn. Chris from Global Pet Expo here. I had a question come in. Is there any value to boosting or sponsoring the posts that you make on Facebook, Twitter, etc.?
Oh, great question. Thanks for bringing that up. I meant to talk about that. Yes, there is lots of value in that. Many of you, for the programs that the things that we're talking about doing, these are all brand new, some version or another. Maybe you've tried it before and you've been, dipping your toe in the water. Maybe you haven't done it at all. You've done no social selling. You haven't communicated to your customers that you have additional options. So absolutely, you want to boost those posts. You want to communicate to the audience in your direct trading area. And not just boosting the post to your page. This may be where you want to go in and set up an audience, because your audience is your surrounding zip codes. If your city has 2 or 3 surrounding zip codes, these are people that may not currently shop at your pet store. So if you only do it to your followers and their friends, that may be a little bit too narrow of an audience. In fact, meeting new customers, that may be a great way to get new customers at this particular time. So yes, you definitely want to either boost the post to your current audience or go in and set up a specific targeted ad for the zip codes. Talk about things like, mobile shopping. Talk about things like you want keywords like pet stores, pet food, dog food, cat food, fish food, delivery service. Certainly one of your keywords should be coronavirus. That's a big word right now, coronavirus for pets. Again, those are words that don't show up, that have to show up in your physical ad that your customers see, but if you use those in your keywords in your ads, it will get more attention and Facebook will help you promote that. So that's a great question. You definitely want to do that. Also, if you do a post that you didn't necessarily plan on posting and it turns out to be organically good. Let's say you did something funny or helpful. You ran a cartoon and you said, hey, we all need to smile today. Here's something to make you laugh, or here's a funny dog or cat meme to make you laugh. And it gets really, really great traction. That is a perfect post to put an ad on. Send it to Instagram, send it to Facebook, because your customers are responding organically. So you want to boost that and get it out even farther. Sometimes we forget that when we do good things, we can make them even better. So definitely, thanks for that question, Chris. That's a great question. Anybody else see another question come in? I think I have time for one more here.
We have one more question we had come in here. Is a targeted email campaign better or worse than a general social media post or advertisement? Some people may not prefer to have their inbox inundated with sales emails.
Yeah, so that's a great question. Actually, I'm going to tell you that for those of you that have diehard email customers who love to read everything you do in email, keep doing them. Let them know that you've opened up a Facebook shop. Put the link on an email to them. I will say this to you. The newest statistics, the industry average for retail open rates for emails is 8%. If yours is 25%, that's fantastic. Keep doing it. But if you're generally of the same, open rate as the general email industry, 8% of people, yeah, you bombard people's email box to only get 8% to open. That makes sense why they're annoyed. So I'm not telling you to get away from email. What I'm telling you is if you have that loyal audience, keep them informed of the things that you're adding on, the new options, the delivery services. Maybe try and modernize them by showing links to your social media pages and say, hey, you can follow us here as well. But to do an email program again and again and again, and you're only getting an 8% open rate, says to you that that's not a useful tool for your customers, because 92% of people aren't getting your messages. And that's the problem with email today. We spent a lot of time building our lists, and we haven't spent as much time, maybe some of us, cultivating our social media platforms. And in fact, the open rates are going down on emails. And I have also seen, I will say this, reminder, I've seen a lot of emails come through my box that I would call tone deaf, in that they're not even acknowledging the coronavirus. They're just trying to sell me something. There's a new program, there's a new this, buy from me. And that feels very disheartening in today's day and age, not just to me, but I'm a marketer, so I'm obviously very sensitive, but for everybody else that's going on and has issues, make sure if you're going to do emails that you address the elephant in the room head on. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay.
Lynn, it's Celeste. I'm going to jump
Yeah.
just so we finish up on time because everyone has got lots to do. So thank you, Lynn, so much. Again, you hit such a great home run and such fabulous information to help everyone navigate through these times. As Lynn's slide, you can see, just a reminder, we have 3 more webinars coming up. So we hope you'll have time to join us for those and learn as we social distance and stabilize your businesses at the same time. All these webinars are recorded and archived to re-listen to or share with your staff. They can be accessed on the globalpetexpo.org website under seminars. And thank you again for everyone taking part in our webinar today. We're wishing you all continued success and good health. Thanks again. And Lynn, thanks again for a fabulous job.
All right. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Bye-bye.